My fault, y'all. Indian food. I am the assist. African support and strength, inspiration and success together. Shout out to the Queen, Nick, Raw Cannon. Shout out to Mark, man. I appreciate my brother Mark. Mark like the seat filler. He will always come in, you know what I'm saying, early on when we first started doing the show. He will always come in like definitely support like crazy, Mile, my man, my brother, you know what I mean? Mark, my brother, he come through and we always had good conversation. Mark did like 22, you know what I'm saying? I did a dub and we understand like it's certain things that you go on in your life and certain people have those same experiences and there's an understanding that don't make it us any different or any better or whatever, just the experience that we had. So, shout out to them folks right there, them Africans right there. Shout out to Mark. Whole Cornerstone situation. Cornerstone went through a lot of transitions professionally, personally, you know what I mean? We got a new contract. We gonna be access point for the homeless shelter. We dealing with a lot of youth homelessness, and that leads me into something I like to keep on the forefront of people's mind about our city, but about across the country. Not having equity. I know we say homelessness, you know what I mean? And homelessness is the real issue in this city. The lack, if you living on the street, if you living in the sub, if you living with somebody, that's something I've talked about before. If you living with somebody and you not paying, not paying, but you don't have anything in your name, like you basically homeless. So there's levels to homelessness, and there's different ways to express it. But a lot of people in this city don't have the equity that they supposed to have, and that bleeds into everything else. And they say one of the first ways that you get on the road to creating some wealth for yourself and generational wealth and being rich and upper middle class or whatever level you want to say that it is, that upward mobility. They said the first thing in America in this capitalist system society, because capitalism is funny from the standpoint of it has a culture. This economic system creates culture that's not so great. That's one of the biggest things about it. It's not so great. Please look it up. Please read about it. This is an age of knowing, of understanding, of things coming out. I was on shout out to, I don't want to get everybody, it's the Melvin Nair podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Carlita got a chance to be on there again. It was dope. I love connecting with African folks who like we look at things. We have the same mission, the same goals, I feel, but like how we come about that understanding is different. It was a sister on there and she was explaining about this being she said the age of Aquarius, right? And she said that I forgot how she explained Pluto was in like Aquarius moon or something like that. Like I would love to have her on the show to really explain it because she know, and I have a really good understanding of it, but like explaining it, I'm not there with it yet. But astrology is very important. Numerology is very important when we dealing with crystals. When people try to say just levels of spirituality, like this is just African thought that we're learning again. You know what I mean? So it does tell you the story. We live on a continuum. You know what I'm saying? Our ancestors are moving through us, and we will be the ancestors that other folks will move through. We have this collective consciousness that we have that's never broken as the first people. You know what I mean? So she was explaining it from the standpoint of this is the thing. This is the time when a lot of things will be revealed, and it's going to be hard because change comes about that, and change is always hard. Even though it's constant, because people try to fight it, even though you should embrace it. You got to embrace. Let me take this head off. I'm having a bad hair day, but I don't know if y'all can see that. So that's a good thing. Nobody can see that I'm having a bad hair day on this camera. And I know what you're thinking, what everybody always says. You don't have any hair. How can you have, listen, bald men have bad hair days. So I'm going to explain it to you. Whenever you can see the hair on the side of my head, because I don't even know why the head works like this in terms of you lose the hair in the middle, it'd be clean. And I'm good with that. But why you just can't lose everything? Why I got to still get this crap on the side of my head and on the back? So when I don't get to shave, and then my beard and everything looks wild right now. Like my mustache, everything just look crazy. Probably can't see it on the camera. That's a good thing. But I'm having a bad hair day today. That's that I'm living that life right now, bad day. But I gotta go. My brother Stan, shout out to Stan, shout out to Mill, Nas, you know what I'm saying? Shout out the all of the CCIP brothers. Shout out to Ant, Trap Man, Kane. I ain't get a chance to really, blow him up. I went to his battle like 2 weeks ago on February 24th. He definitely handled his business. I liked it how that John went down, man, because it was one of those things where it was a lot of brothers in there, things, people think when we get in there so much testosterone and we just wow people and it's not, bro. It was done well. And I definitely want to be a part of like escalating that thing, man, because I just liked it how it went down. And my brother really a rapper. Like he really can rap. He do battle rap, but he really got, bars. Like he really put some thought into what he's saying and he got real experiences. So for me, that always makes the music you make or the art you make even more powerful, when you have those real experiences and the things that you're talking about. And you're just not talking about it to throw it out of there to get shock value, to get people to just respond like, nah, this is a real thing. And he take that John serious, and we was out to support him, man, and it was a good look, man. I'm looking forward to doing it again and again. Make sure y'all tap in. What's up with you, brother? I know you probably like, bro, you always be like, yo, what's up with you, brother? But listen, what we got going on now, Cornerstone, is one of those things where it's like things move and then you meet all these great people in the process and we want to connect and we want to do these things, but the season, the timing really is a thing. It really is everything. So what I know you do and how we going to connect, we got these things going on at Cornerstone that'll make it, even bigger. So I still got your number. I still got everything on top. Shout out to my brother, Mike Wilson. I ain't forget about you, bro. I know what you do. You do powerful work out here. And you're another brother that got those experiences and understand, and you do the work based off your heart and those experiences of knowing. Because I know it's one of those things right now where it's so many different types of people who need to be, for lack of a better word, monitored, cared for. And people are not being orientated to care for people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not being taught to care about people. That's one of those cultural dynamics of capitalism. Exploitation is how you make your money in capitalism. Commercializing something, monetizing something is taking value away from it and not just using it as a way to make your money for you to get up. And that's the culture. So you have a lot of things like my mom, my brother is in a rehab, and I go in, I've been in a rehab, haven't been there in a little bit. And shout out to my brother. I know he's starting to lose a little bit of faith from what my older sister said. I'm definitely I'm going to get with you, bro. Like I can show you better than I can tell you. I know it be looking like I just be dipping out of the space sometime, but my mind really do be on it. And I really do love you. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how much we look alike. That blows my mind now because, I was walking through our old neighborhood today. I live like 2 blocks down from where one of the places where I grew up on or around Master Street. And it's so crazy to me. Like, me and my brother, we never looked alike. But now we both look exactly like my mom. Like, we look exactly like my mom. You know what I'm saying? But going back to what I was saying about Cornerstone and what we doing with Access Point and doing youth homelessness. I know my brother Mike, he deals in that. That's the work that he does. So it's like, damn, we're going to be able to connect in a more serious way than even what we thought when we first met and talked and know the things that we want to do. And I haven't forgotten that hasn't changed. But a lot of things come into play. But we around, bro, and I appreciate those shout outs every time, man. You know what I mean? What we doing at Cornerstone, it's a transition that's happening. With us, it's growth. A lot of things happen, that I wish hadn't happened. But then at the same time, what we gonna have on the other side, like it's change. Period, point blank. I ain't gonna put a whole bunch into it. Change can be hard, emotionally, physically, spiritually hard. And it really, putting my work in and being proud of the things that I've done there and what I created and what I tried to do. Some things worked, some things didn't work. And then we got an opportunity to build and grow bigger. You know what I'm saying? And I'm appreciating it. We got the Hoop League popping off. Shout out to my man, Chef Wiz. Wiz, the chef with the Rock League. The jerseys, everything is made, everything signed, sealed, delivered. We ready to get it popping, and this is gonna be comparable to Power, but we doing it. The community is doing it. You know what I mean? So, and it's one of them things that I said in my cell, because I'm people have heard me talk about it on the show a lot of times. Like, I'm a hoop junkie. You know what I'm saying? I never believed I was going to the NBA or nothing like that, but I played ball at a real serious, at a high level. You know what I'm saying? Before I went to jail, in jail, people might not believe that, but cats really, you couldn't tell us we wasn't in real leagues. You know what I mean? The way we talked about it, the way we dealt with it, So, but I'm a hoop junkie. Being able to do this and being able to have a place for our young men and women to come, because we're going to have young men and women in the league. We're going to be doing it up 59th and Catherine out of the Boys and Girls Club. We should really be kicking off probably next week. We doing a lot of signing up, getting a lot of young folks signed up. We got a lot of young folks that's already around us, that's already aware, and we know it's just going to be an outgrowth. I talked to a few parents, and it's like, we don't got the rec centers are closed down. They talk about 2 years before a lot of these joints get opened back up. A lot of facilities and centers that people got, please open these joints up for our kids, man. I know it's going to be additional work. You might not be getting paid what you think you should be getting paid to do it, but these are community centers. Our children don't have a lot of places to go, and everything costs now. Like everything. Like privatization is boxing people out and just going to leave us in corners. Everything is moving to that. School, everything. You thought the pandemic meant you was going to teach your kids at home. Soon, you ain't going to have no public schools to go to. Because something that we need to do is look up the history of public schools. Public schools became necessary only because the culture, the country was changing. We went from a farming society into an industrialized society. That's why schools wasn't needed before. You learned at home. And they turned a lot of the things into centralized factory type things to be able to exploit labor. Hospitals. A hospital is a factory. At one time, doctors they did all house visits. And preventative medicine was way better because your doctor literally knew your family. Like, really knew your family. People having babies at home. I seen a John where the brother was saying, I would tell any black folk we've been having babies before it was a such thing as a hospital. Millenniums before it was a such thing. And our babies were coming out healthy. We need to go back to that. We need to go back to having our children at home with doulas, with grandmom and auntie and the cousins and the girlfriends all around and supporting these women as they go through that 9 months and then having that child. Because that's how we did it once. And our babies were very healthy. The hospital is something that was created for capitalism, for money, to centralize medicine. You know what I mean? Not saying people don't get help at hospital, not saying that don't go to the hospital. But if you could do enough preventative measures of taking care of yourself, make the hospital obsolete. You will only use the hospital if it's an emergency. And a lot of things that we go to the hospital for are preventative. We don't, and it's a thing called iotropia. The American medical system was built off the experimentation of black folk. So you have a fear of hospitals that's coursing through your veins because your people were experimented on for these hospitals and these schools of medicine the John Hopkins and all that. Yes, they have a history of torturing black folk in the name of medicine. And it's a book called Medical Apartheid, and she coined the term called iotropia, the fear of hospitals or the fear of medicine, because of how the medical system came to be in America. Another one of those results of capitalism. So, let's be mindful of the privatization of a lot of things. It's funny to say that we have a housing crisis, a homelessness issue, and everywhere you turn, you see buildings being put up quick. And now that the weather is warm again, you're going to see it in double time. Blocks where it was half of the block was gone, well, by the end of this summer, that block won't be a whole new block. It's going to be a whole new ecosystem. It's happening all around you, but people have nowhere to go because things are being privatized. And it goes back to what I was first saying about homelessness in and of itself in a capitalist society. It's not homelessness. People are not being given their proper right to equity. What they call your first home, your first way to get your wealth built up, it's not so much a placing a person in a home, which we want to place people in homes. Wherever we can house them, that's humane. Humane. Because you can live a lot of places. That don't mean you should. We can adapt to almost anything. But it's the results that come out of adaptations that are inhumane. diseases, mental illness, all of these things come. Yo, Ron Murd, I appreciate you, bro. I can see today. I can see today. I appreciate y'all brothers for tapping in, man. For real. You know, that's that Glockaware family. You know? So the thing that I'm saying about equity is like that's what people need. They need equity. They need a beginning so they can build wealth for themselves and their families. And that's a funny thing about Philadelphia. The juxtaposition of people, this being the poorest big city in America. Philadelphia is being marketed as the next big city, like the thing. People coming from all over, young professionals are coming here to get their equity, to get their stake in it. You feel what I'm saying? So, hold on, man. This is my daughter. Like, how she don't know that this is showtime? You know I'm on the air, right, ma'am? How my oldest daughter, how my first baby girl don't know that her dad do this show every Tuesday? Yeah, I'm putting you on blast. You are my guest for the next 5 minutes. You're gonna get ground up for this. So what is it that you need, ma'am? I can hear you. What is it that you need? But nah, as soon as I get done, I'm gonna tap into you because we do gotta finish talking about what we was talking about yesterday. You know. All right. Love you. Yes, this is real TV, and I am a real dad. No matter what you might have heard about me. Shout out to my baby Suhana, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going through some stuff right now. I know people don't care. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it is. Listen, the ancestors gonna do what they gonna do, man, and I'm gonna keep doing what I do. And I know what's true. You know what I'm saying? People who moving around me, however, you know it's true too. So, hey, but I love my baby. Both of my baby's birthdays just passed. Shout out to my niece Sierra, came up and checked out the family. You know, her birthday was on the 20th. You know, her dude, Sergio, shout out to my man Sergio, the only husband, boyfriend in the family that I like. So any of you other niggas that I shook your hand and tell you, now you get to know, I don't really like you. No, I'm lying. My cousin Kia husband. I fucks with him too. But everybody else, see me when you see me, bro. We can have a conversation. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not. And all y'all who are around, whoever around, who may even watch the show, because y'all probably don't watch the show. You know, that's cool too. You might hear about it or something. You know, that's all right. But y'all not doing what y'all supposed to be doing by the women in our family, period. Shit. We faltering out here. Like, seriously. But I do see a lot of my brothers really on healing journeys too, though, in a way that I didn't know that we were really trying to get out of the bullshit. You know, dudes are still on bullshit, you know, but a lot of cats is trying to like seriously get it together. And I think the more we move in and around each other and hold each other to a standard, men and women, our situation to get better. And standards are hard, especially when you're not orientated to think about these things in this way. Like, they're hard, but that's not a justification for you to be able to do whatever the fuck you want to do and think it's okay. Because it's not. Your trauma does not allow you to do whatever you fucking want to do to people. And that's a real thing. Like, all of us have been traumatized. We all, black folk, African, people of African descent in America, it's coursing through our veins. So you don't get to just use that to do whatever you want to do. Hey, baby. You don't get to use that to do whatever the hell you want to do because you've been through some level of trauma. And one of the most hurtful, sick things that we do at times is when it's like extreme trauma situations, man. Stop using them for your defense to just get over and like, don't do that because people really care. Don't play with people like that. That's not okay. Because there's people out here that really do understand that we be going through stuff and they really be trying to deal with you in a certain way that's healing and you using it to play and get nothing. That's the shit that blows me. To get nothing. What? To get nothing. I don't understand. But like I was saying about, you know, capitalism, homelessness, the real crisis in the city being people have nowhere to go and the babies is out here too. Like, they out here by themselves. It's like every man for himself. Triage out there, young. You feel me? So the thing is definitely having a place for people to stay. But the real thing is like getting people equity, man. So they can grow. they can grow their situation. And, you know, equity comes in a lot of ways, getting you a job, getting your credit right, getting you some type of small business, being an entrepreneur, skill set. Knowledge is really power, bro. The more information you have, the more you can matriculate through this country in this capitalist system. Information. And I think a lot of us be thinking it's like this win the lottery shit. And they got our minds thinking that shit. That's another thing of capitalism too. Making you think that it's like you can get this big break. Everybody looking for the big break. Nobody want to do the consistent work that'll just take you up. That'll keep leveling you up. Do that consistent work. Yeah, you got to come in entry level and make no money. You might have a volunteer just to get recognized. But put that consistent work in. Then you get entry level. Then you put in that work and you might become a manager or a supervisor. You get some additional information. You might be able to run the whole company. Or you might be able to start your own company up. Like nobody want to do that consistent elevation work. Everybody trying to win the lottery. That's how they getting us. The big break, the big opportunity. Like sometimes you get it, but most time that's not how this really works. And the only way you can make that constant upward climb, you need information. If you don't know, you're gonna fail, bro. That's in everything. If my brother know how to fight and I don't know how to fight, that's a skill set and information that he got. We get into a situation, I'm gonna lose. Because he knows how to fight. That's information he got. I appreciate y'all, brothers. You know what I'm saying? So what I was talking about, you know, we in a community.
All right. The past 5 minutes. We was locked in for the past 5 minutes.
Nah, that's what's up. I appreciate y'all, man. But I'm gonna let y'all, you know, because they was on the show before. I think it was a real dope conversation. You know, for me, being somebody that's 46, these brothers is in their 20s, and they do remind me of like a little bit of like how me and my homies was like, because they hold each other accountable, and we held each other accountable. Cat still slipped out sometime. You know, we young, we trying to figure it out, but it wasn't that every man for himself mentality. You know what I mean? Like we had that thing where it was like, bro, if you gonna rock with us, man, it's certain things we do, and there's certain things we don't do. And if we see you doing some new shit that just don't look how it's supposed to look, we gonna say something about that shit too. Like, no, that's the new shit we doing, but that shit look crazy, bro. I don't know. That's no. But no, go ahead, man. Tell them, you know, let them know who y'all is, man, and we can jump right into it, bro.
All right, my name Mel. I work with Rue at the Eddie's house.
My name Nasir. I'm just volunteering, man. I show face. I like helping out in the community and just to uplift everybody around me, so I can build myself as a better person.
Nah, that's a good joint, because like I was just talking about, like the main issue in our city and probably nationally is really homelessness. Like folks don't have nowhere to go, and that leads to all the other stuff. The drug use, the going to prison, the gun violence. You know what I'm saying? That leads to that, because cats don't have nowhere to lay their head. It's over. It's up. If I don't have nowhere to go at night, it's up. Anything liable to happen.
Hey, listen, that's a big topic in my entire life. Just touching on the homeless topic. Me myself, I don't tell a lot of people, but I've technically been homeless for only 4 days. But being homeless and having that time period of my life, it was minor for me. But one thing I did throughout my whole life, like I said, like I mentioned when I was on the show before, I partnered in a Teens Giving Back program, feeding the homeless down Love Park every other Sunday and everything. And just I just was in a hotel, and we had so many, like the hotel had so much leftover food and stuff that they just be throwing out. I was down there for a couple of days, and I just was like, yo, can I get the food, give it out to the people that's around, and that's just the downtown neighborhood. You feel me? And the white people just run past this all day.
Right.
So in a sense, like my whole entire life, I just dedicated myself to trying to help one homeless person per day, if not even per day, just to make it my goal to help somebody along my journey, no matter what I'm going through in a day. Homeless people is the key to the answer, because they soak up so much knowledge on these streets, and at the same time they coming from errors and mistakes and lessons and things that they can teach the world, ways that people want to do things differently, or show somebody paths and guides on ways to not be this way. And we can also help and give them a hand on the ways that we held our own throughout our paths and our journeys, just to uplift them.
Nah, that's a real thing, man, because my thing with homelessness or folks not having nowhere to live is the equity, John. Because you know how they always say, your first, when you get your first home, that's the quickest way to build your wealth. That's your beginning of the American dream of being able to have some level of upward mobility. Okay. You feel what I'm saying? And then I'm looking at our city and I'm like, that's what's really missing. I know folks don't have nowhere to go, but we need to make sure that they get some equity. Like a way for them to be able to build on their own situation. Right. Get some of that capital. Get some of them resources on its own. And that's usually what they say with a crib, because it's like you could refinance the crib. You could take a loan out on a crib. You can get your first crib and then use that to start your first business or pay for your kids to go to school, which is building the equity, because that's the thing about that skill set. Right. You got a skill set that could bring more money in, and you investing in your legacy. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Question. So that's what like putting your house on my, like, bitchy, can't you put your house on the line for like if you don't pay back a car? No, not a car.
Just about anything. Cause you can borrow on your house.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's from the bank, right?
Exactly. You could, for whatever you want to do. If you want to remodel the house, if you want to buy another house, whatever you need the money for. That's why I was saying, like, helping people get equity. You know what I'm saying? Something that they can borrow off of. And you don't want people to be like in debt and all that, but that thing is something that it's the equity. Yeah, that equity question, man. We don't talk about it enough. That's the reason why I'm bringing it up. Folks need equity. I can put you in a crib. I could put you in a rental joint. I can give you somewhere to live.
A lot of people nowadays aren't financially stable
at all,
and not even just stable. They're not financially literate. They don't know what they can do if they were to own a house. They don't know that they only need to put down maybe 5% on the house if they want to own the house, and that's chump change. That's income tax money every year. Y'all get income tax every year. Y'all can go buy a house with the little $2,500 that y'all got, and y'all own something. And from there, you can borrow against it and start going into all these rehab cribs, and you can buy and sell houses. That's something that I'm trying to go through in the process myself, is buying and selling houses. So I understand where you're coming from.
And definitely,
but a lot of people
it's that information piece.
Literate.
It's the information piece, because for me, that's equity too. So like me.
All right, well, I'm gonna let you.
No, do your thing.
I was gonna say, so where can you go to get the information? I know you could go online
and you could definitely come to Eddie's house at any given day. You can come to Cornerstone. You can
Eddie's
come to 5901, and it's people that you could ask these questions, and they'll put you on. Like, one of our coworkers was talking about the LLC last night, and I was like, damn, well, what's the difference between an LLC, a S corp? You know, she was trying to figure all of these things out, and I was like, damn. You sit down, Ms. Marion, and give you that joint in 10 minutes.
Definitely a class I
gotta give you that joint in 10 minutes. And we got the class tonight. You know what I mean? I'm going to try this thing again, man, because I'll be super busy. But I'm going to try it again. We got our newest LLC cohort tonight, 6 o'clock from 6 to 8. I think they on the third class. It's a 10-week class. It's free. You know, tap in, committed community mentors and Eddie's House partners on this. Tyrone Morris, Marion Campbell, they teach the class. I think they have a young lady, I can't remember her name. What's her name?
Miss Vicky.
Miss Vicky comes in and you know, fills in when either one of them can't do it. But it's dope, man, because you go through this 10-week course and you could come into it not even knowing what you want to do.
At all.
And over the weeks, they'll help you develop the whole situation. You feel me? And then they pay for your LLC at the end and all that. You get 3 individual one-on-ones with Miss Marion. I would tell anybody in the class that's listening, take advantage of that. You know what I mean? I would tell people, when you talk to her, I know she's very open to personal stuff, but try to get that information out before you get into your trauma and all that. Get the information before you get into your trauma or just wanting to have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like Drill, bro. She's a Penn grad. You know what I'm saying? She's 66 years old. Her husband is a chemist. You feel what I'm saying? So tap in, like, bro, she gonna put you on. So that's another beautiful thing about being in the LLC cohort, that you get that information. That's equity too. And I was about to say, like, when I was in prison, I tell people this on purpose. I rerun this story on loop on purpose. Cats really used to be like, bro, you ain't gonna be able to eat those books. And I knew what they was talking about. And I don't have no degrees, you know what I'm saying? And I'm doing the things that I'm doing, and people really respect my hand when I move around in these different spaces, because I have information. People very rarely know that I was locked up. I tell them that as a part of just, I'm an open book. This is my story. And they be like, damn, you was locked up? Yeah. But being able to have information is what have me in this room, having this robust conversation with you to get more information, to get more equity and more resources.
I was about to say, the more information you know, the easier it is to make a conversation.
Definitely.
And it's easier that, like, I'm going to do more, like, not me per se do public speaking, but teach public speaking more, because I just feel like the more information you got, it make it easy for you to stand in front of people and talk about whatever.
One, because you know what you're talking about, but then also you could start relating, and you could start relating to a bunch of different audiences, because whatever you probably reading about, or, you know what I'm saying, digging up on, is probably really fascinating. Somebody really probably be in the crib searching all this stuff.
Exactly.
A lot of people might be small, might not to cut you off, but a lot of people might be closed-minded or nervous to let out what they truly want. And when they go and see somebody that's willing to let out their own passions, it might intrigue them to jump on that same journey. And
Exactly.
I gotta let this out. I gotta let somebody know the gift that I got.
Now I gotta ask this question, man. Like, the brother, you know, he sent me some pictures of the food and all that, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, this little brother right here, bro. Hey. I be fucking with him now a lot, because Lil talk about food a lot, bro. And I just be messing with him like he's soul food boy. He probably know where all the spots in the city.
So greedy.
Yeah,
so greedy. That's aunties, man. That's auntie to me.
Yo, Mill is a foodie. I don't know that everybody ever explained that to you, like you a foodie, bro.
No, real rap. And I ain't gonna lie. If I'm telling y'all something good, I ain't gonna lie, cause I'm a picky eater.
Right.
So if I'm telling somebody something good, it really be
hitting. And yo, boy really be coming into work with like platters on a regular, like, yeah, my pop did this, my brother did this, I got this from the John down on 60th Street, this is John down north. I'm like, bro, we need
size kitchen heavy too.
I gotta go to that John. And shout out to Sai, like we did the 501c, the boot camp John, and she was telling me she want to get, I think she already be going into the prisons, but she want to make that like a mainstay or something she do. And sis, I you know, if you watch the show, I hope you do, or heard of the show, and if not, I'm gonna come down there and buy some food and tell you about the show, because you're supposed to come on the show.
Definitely get out
here. You do know about the show, because we did the boot camp John, so you do know about the show. But I'm gonna step to her, you know what I'm saying, because I see she one of those people that got that heavy grind, and I love that, and you need that in this city. Like you might not need that everywhere. You need to be at a grind, but it's a different type of grind here. It comes with a lot of things, being out here trying to make your name in whatever you're doing in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? And that sister is very successful, and I definitely got to go down and get some of that food, man. But the thing that I wanted to say is, they got a lot of reentry grants coming and stuff like that. And one of the key things is getting into the prisons. They've done those studies. I know from experience, the sooner you can get with brothers and sisters before release, like if they doing 5 years, if you could start working on release from the day they walk into prison, they're going to be way more successful once they get out. You know what I mean? So the sooner.
My uncle be on that too.
Definitely, man. Shout out to Unc, man, on some real. I be feeling that pain, man. Like a lot of, not even pain. Like a lot of what I do is based on that. I ran into a brother yesterday in the T-Mobile. Ain't seen him since I've been home. We was upstate together, and it was like, bro, you know, I'm in between a couple situations. Can you put me on something? And I'm like, he called me today. I told him like, bro, I definitely got you. Like, we got different things going on. That's been my sole passion. Yeah, that's my sole purpose of one of the reasons why I do what I do out here, is because I know that them brothers be needing that, and sisters be needing that when they come home. Somebody that really do understand what they journey about to be, and really got some real resources for them, because people use you out this joint. Because they know what it is, and they'll play with you and not pay you how they supposed to pay you, or give you the runaround, or, you know what I mean, just want you to come through their program so they can get their numbers up, you know, because we get used in that way too. Is a thing that I'll be saying about being like a grateful jail nigga. I'm not that, because that's a mindset, because you came home and you trying to prove something to everybody, and people will take advantage of that, and you'll let them, because you grateful. I'm grateful that you showed me this grace, and then people will just keep treating you. I'm not saying don't appreciate what people do and giving you that other chance, but don't lessen yourself by being overly grateful. Because again, we live in a capitalist society, and if a person see that they can benefit off you for however long because you grateful and you ain't really paying attention to what's going on, they gonna do it. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, they're going to do it. So come on with a certain level of confidence that I'm going to work hard. I'm going to stand on what I stood on. I did what I did, and I appreciate the opportunity, but I have worth. And people looking for workers like a mug. And dudes that be coming home from jail, they go. They got to make the transition, but the work part, that's very rarely the issue. You know what I'm saying? If you can help focus it in a certain way, the work part is not the issue with a cat coming home from jail or a sister. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people all the time, you could be very appreciative. You can always acknowledge the grace that people showing you, but you don't have to be grateful if you know you're going to do what you're supposed to do. If you know you're going to put in. If you know how we say, I stand on it. You know what I mean? My word is my bond, all that. If you know you're going to do what you're supposed to do, bro, you don't got to be acting like you don't want to know how much money really being made, and I'm just here to, you don't got to do that. Ask questions, be informed, because I'm going to bring something to this.
Actions speak louder than words.
I'm going to bring something to this. But this is what I was about to say. I seen the ribs. I ain't get none, and it's okay. Sometimes it ain't your turn.
It's going to be something at the center, man. It was supposed to be a little surprise. I'm cooking for y'all on Friday.
Definitely, man. We appreciate that.
Nice little tray. I ain't going to tell you what it is, but it's going to be there.
What is the thing with cooking? You know what I mean? I think you said a little bit about it last week. The last time you was on, but what is the thing with cooking?
Since I've been young, since coming from me being a kid and growing up with 20 people in the crib, man, you can't cook to the point where I was in middle school, damn near in high school, and I was cooking to feed the homeless. It always been a part of me. And then once I got older, I got put on the opportunities to travel and cook for emergency disaster services at FEMA and cook for 5,000 people during the hurricane relief in 2018 and 19.
You never know, man.
Cater for the city RC. Shout out to RC Catering Group. Cater for him for a little while. Learn some things from him. But cooking always been a part of me, and now it's like, I like to enjoy people's faces.
Right.
People, he a foodie.
Right.
So when he eats some that, he be like, man, why I had this? You know what I'm saying? It was nasty. And then when I go get him some food and he don't want to say nothing because he quiet, he eating, he locked in.
Right.
That's what I be wanting to see. I be wanting people to, you never know what people go through. And that's why, like crazy. You said, I feed the homeless, because when the homeless get food, it changed their face. It uplift their day. You never know what a little can of something or a milk or a bottle of water or something will do for somebody, or what they was going through or what they had in the past few days or however long. So even if I can just bless the people that was at work all day or whatever the case may be with some grub, or people that want to pay for it, I could cater, I can make platters, I can do whatever. So,
but even to speak on
love.
That, I ain't gonna lie, like son, like no, like we niggas around, like we really don't be eating for like
right.
Eat
once
one
a
meal
day.
out the day. So we all like that. So we'll be around each other all day. Me, our cousin Mary, like we just be chilling.
Yeah.
Man, and I know how that once a day joint is, running around all day and it ain't no, you know what I mean, it ain't no food. Like and then at the 10, I told y'all everything is horrible for real. Like this joint ain't even good for you at all. You know what I'm saying?
But it all be tying into what everything we be talking about, community based. We know all our homies go work and do what they do, hoop, and they go, and we all get back to each other in the summertime, and we all at my crib kicking it, and I'm potlucking it. Come on, we cooking.
Well, we all got here late. I hate to cut everybody off, you know what I'm saying, because we got another show that's coming up. But these brothers is going to be regulars. They might even be in this joint, and I'm not in this joint a couple weeks, you know what I'm saying? So y'all going to see us. Listen, this is PSA, Philly Service Announcement, Takeover Tuesday, Takeover Love, Support, Grace, Social Activism, Resources, and Art. I am the assist. These is my brothers right here. I appreciate black love. Black love is not just man, woman. It's all of us. I love black people. Black people. Shout out to my man Ant, man. I appreciate you, boy. We out. That's what we doing out here.